It's time to get your mind right with the Mind on Greatness podcast crew. Welcome to the Mind on Greatness podcast show.
Welcome, everybody. Y'all already know it is the big bounce dog, cake poke through the dough. We in here with Brody on the hustle, ready for the tussle. You know he gonna get it because he gonna get it off the muscle. It's the Mind on Greatness podcast, baby. We back again, reacted to week 15. Y'all go check out my quick picks that I did, man. You know what I mean? I gotta say I did pretty good. I think I got all my picks right, but I think the scores was a little. They was in the area. I'm gonna say that they was in the area. You know what I'm saying? It was in the area, especially that Cowboys one. That was in the area. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna talk a little bit of football. We're gonna start you know what I mean, with that Texans. You know what I mean? They beat them Titans. Them Titans came out with them Oilers jerseys. They was disrespecting. They was plexing. Those don't know who plexing mean. We'll give y'all Houston tutorial on our slang later. But give me your viewpoint on that Texans versus Titans. What you think about the Texans in that game?
For sure. What it is, folks, I feel like it's been a minute since I got at y'all, but here I am. I'm still alive. We still good. We still the Mind on Greatness podcast crew. You know what I'm saying? My main man right there. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into it. Texas versus Titans. Let's get this straight right here. Case Keenum. Dude has not played professional football since 2021. So anybody talking about, oh, that was a horrible performance. Oh, he didn't do this. He couldn't do that. What you think? You know what I'm saying? He ain't played professional football since 2021. My man did the Texans a solid. As a backup, he got out there and did what he was supposed to do. Get him a chance to win the game and keep fighting for the first place in the AFC South because the door is still wide open. Of course, why? Because the Jags took that L to the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? As long as the Jags lose, then the Texans is winning. But you know, you still got a chance, even though the coach kind of in the way because the season's split between these three teams right now. But anyways, Case Keenum, he had a solid outing, in my opinion. 23 of 36, 229 yards, one touchdown, one pick. He did what he was supposed to do. He gave the Texans a chance to win. And anybody that lets somebody come off the bench, off the couch university, you know what I'm saying, and throw the ball 36 times, it got to be something there. They see something, you know what I'm saying? They see something to allow a backup quarterback that ain't played it that long to throw the ball 36 times in any offense. I don't care who the head coach is, who the offensive coordinator is. If you got a backup and you allow him to throw the ball 36 times after not playing football for X amount of years, you got faith in him and you believe in him. I believe in Case Keenum, you know what I'm saying? The U of H native, you know what I'm saying? He been doing his thing. I like Case Keenum. Good job, Case Keenum. Other people, notable performances, Noah Brown, 8 catches, 82 yards, and a touchdown. The Texas defense, this is not a notable performance. This was a solid performance. They had one pick and seven sacks. Not seven, seven. They was out there balling, and they was basically going to tell the Titans, you know, anything you can do, we can do better, and they proved it. You know what I'm saying? They finished the game on a nice defensive sound possession. They went in there and they sacked Will Levis, I believe. No, he went out. Whoever the backup was, you know what I'm saying? They sacked him 3 times in a row. Came out again, sacked him another time. They was on him. You know what I'm saying? They was doing their thing down the stretch into fourth quarter and into overtime. So shout out that Texan defense. Now I'm gonna highlight this name right here because me and K-Po been vouching for this dude the entire season. Some people say, oh, put Pierce in. Some people say, oh, he can't do this. Oh, he not fast enough. Oh, he not this. Cut it out. My main man, Devin Singletary, bro. He's proved it time in and time out that if you put the ball in his hands 20 plus times, he's going to give you a 100+ yard performance. And my man turned in a performance with 26 carries, 121 yards on the ground, 4 catches, and 49 yards through there. Come on now. And then not only that, the highlight of the game was wiped out due to John Mechie with a holding call. Really, the game was over. It shouldn't have went to overtime because he broke it. He went to the end zone. And I'm like, people saying he's slow, but look, I think he just housed one from like 30. But he got called back. It is what it is. But the man showed he got skill. He showed he got nice feet. He showed he got nice vision. He can be a staple in this offense. And then another thing I want to point out, he gonna be a free agent at the end of this season. He only signed a 1-year deal. But at the same time, if the Texans know what's going down with it and they paying attention to what they got on their team right now, he don't have to be the main star of the backfield. But at the same time, you don't let somebody like this with this type of potential and this type of playing potential get away from you. So Devin Singletary, shout out to you, my man. Stop knocking this man game. Stop it. Let this dude what they said. You want to win? Let Booby in. Let me get it. Let him get a spin. You feel me? But that's my take on it. The Texans won 19-16 in overtime. Miami, how you said Miami Fairbairn. He did his thing. And keep in mind, he just came back too. So hopefully next week they get Stroud back and the offense continue to click. They do their thing and they keep doing what they got to do to get into the playoffs. A lot got to happen. You know what I'm saying? They gotta beat the Colts one more time. They split the season with the Jaguars, so a lot got to happen. The Jaguars got to lose two more games, and the Texans got to win out the rest of the season. It's very capable. It's very possible for the Texans to go ahead and slide in first place if they take care of what they got to take care of, and the Jaguars keep falling because the Jaguars are on the downslide right now. But enough about the Jaguars. We're gonna talk about that later. Capo, what you got on this game?
I mean, you touched on everything. I would just say this game right here prepared them for the playoffs. This was a tough, gritty win. They didn't play well in the first half. They also turned the ball over once. But at the same time, they were able to be resilient in the second half and stay locked in and stay focused and dig themselves out of that hole. Like you said, the defense has 7 sacks, and then you had Devin Singletary running that rock, which I said, excuse me, that's what they needed to win this game. They needed a run game. That's the problem when they lose games is because they're not able to run the football. The games they've won is because they've been able to run the football, and it's been with number 26, Biente says. You know what I mean? Devin Singletary. We're just gonna keep it 1,000. So great win for the Texans. Gritty win, and they held Derrick Henry to 9 carries, 16 yards. I think, if I'm not mistaken. So that defense stepped up and stopped the run. They kept Deuce, in check. You know what I mean? So they got to play them again. You know what I mean? But they won this one. But we're gonna segue on to the next one. We got the Bills and the Cowboys. You know what I mean? I told y'all cowgirls, y'all that was an accident waiting to happen. You know what I mean? But B, give your take on that game. What you think about that?
All right, we got the Buffalo Bills versus the Dallas Boy Toys. That's my new name for them. The Dallas Boy Toys, because they keep playing with their fans' emotions. You ain't playing on mine because I can't stand the Cowboys. I don't like how they keep hyping them up, and they really down here, and they keep saying, "Oh, Dak MVP," and Dak going to lose. Oh, burn his jersey, shoot him, get him out of here, start Trey Lance. Oh, he needs to retire. He need to do this, bro. Stop it. The Dallas Boy Toys are a facade. They're not beating anybody they need to beat when they supposed to beat them. You know what I'm saying? They last week, you know what I'm saying? They do away with the Eagles. Everybody hyping them up. Oh, we going to the Super Bowl. No, you're not. No, you're not. I don't believe it. I believe it when I see it. And even when I see y'all in the Super Bowl, guess what? I won't see it because I ain't watching it if y'all in the Super Bowl. Because something had to be rigged if the Cowboys land in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? And like you say all the time, the Cowboys are not really known for their offense anyway. They are known for their defense. They just so happen to get shine because their defense is doing their thing and people keep putting them in the limelight, putting them on primetime TV. But anyways, the Bills. Josh Allen, mediocre game. 7 of 15, 1 touchdown. He had 94 yards through the air. He had 24 yards rushing, 1 touchdown on the ground. But hey, I'm gonna tell you something. This is a recipe for playoff football. Same thing with the Texans. They got behind the run game. They had consistent quarterback play. When I say consistent quarterback play, I'm not talking about eye-popping numbers. 30 for 39 and 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. No. In the playoffs, if you get that, that's a bonus. But in the playoffs, you're looking for consistent quarterback play, a solid run game, and top tier, top flight defense. And that's what the Buffalo Bills did against the Cowboys. They got behind James Cook. My dude had 25 carries, 179 yards, 1 touchdown on the ground. He had 2 catches for 42 yards, and one of them catches he had was a nice little out of the backfield, little banana corner route type deal, and he routed the DB up caught it, nice little catch into the end zone, did his thing. But anyways, a recipe for playoff football. You can't ask for nothing more from this team. They pressured that. They didn't let Pollard go off. They really didn't let CeeDee Lamb go off. You know what I'm saying? They did what they had to do, especially with some of the main pieces out. They did what they had to do. So I'm gonna say this right here. I think if the Texans and the Bills get into the playoffs this season, the playoffs would be a lot more fun. It'll be a lot more. Everything won't be so anticipated. It'll be like you gotta watch it to see what's gonna happen. Right now, it's like, oh, if they play them, they're gonna beat them. Or if that team play this team, they're gonna beat them. It's kind of predictable right now. But if the Texans and the Bills get into the playoffs, they're gonna shake some things up. You feel me? But anyways, as far as the Cowboys, bro, my bad. The boy toys, give it up. Try again next season. Like, just give it up. But that's all I gotta say about the boy toys. Buffalo Bills did their thing. I like how Joe Brady found him a new piece to play with because we accustomed to Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, but right now it's really James Cook shining and it's Joe Brady led offense. So it is what it is. What you got on this game, Capo?
I mean, to touch on Brady, I mean, Joe Brady. He's really keying on matchups to where Josh Allen don't really got to do that much. I mean, and he's living with what Josh Allen is. So I'm really liking the mindset of Joe Brady and how he's changed the identity of this offense. This offense kind of has identity now. You know what I mean? Um, I like how they running the football. People gotta understand this, right? I know a lot of people are disrespecting the running backs, but you have to have a running game to win in the NFL or in any level of football. You got to be able to run the football. You got to be able to have somebody back there who can do multiple things: block, run the ball, catch the ball, and that's what James Cook did on Sunday night. I mean, it was a great performance by him, like you mentioned, the route. And if I'm not mistaken, they put 31 points on that top Cowboys defense, right? They got a second, they got a corner out there named Bland, who I think leads the league in interceptions. And last time I checked, he was, I didn't see or hear his name on Sunday. So, like I said, the Buffalo Bills did a phenomenal job, and I think they kind of exposed the Cowboys, you know, as far as on the defensive side of the ball. We know what they are offensively. They're gonna run the ball. They look, the Cowboys offensively are predictable. It's just up to you to stop it. That's it. But defensively, they got a lot of wrinkles, and they can move guys around, and like Michael Parsons can line up at linebacker, he can line up on the edge, they could put him at nose, they could put him wherever, and he's gonna be effective. They can do the same thing with Stephon Gilmore. They got a lot of moving pieces on that defense, and the Buffalo Bills were able to neutralize them and put 31 on them. 31 on them boys. So we'll see, if they can keep this rolling. Like I mentioned, I do think that's a fun team. And if the Buffalo Bills ever get in the playoffs, who knows what their mastermind Joe Brady will be able to cook up. You know what I mean? Because if the Bills get in the playoffs and they get matched up with the right team, Kansas City Chiefs, I think that they can beat them. You know what I mean? Texans also with the Kansas City Chiefs. I think they could beat them. You know what I mean? So we shall see. But we're gonna segue into the next game. We got them Jacksonville Jaguars. They took an L to the Baltimore Ravens. B, let me know what you think about that, man. What's up?
uh, Ravens versus Jag. Hey, as I previously mentioned earlier when I was talking about the Texans, the Jags take this L against the Ravens. That leaves the door wide open for the AFC South. You know what I'm saying? The Texans and the Colts still have a chance. They're still alive. But again, I'm from H-Town, Houston, Texas. So the Texans, I want the Texans to get first place and get into the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? As a wild card. I don't care. I don't care if they get first place, wild card, whatever. I believe if they get into the playoffs and they are healthy, like my man K Post say, if they are healthy, I would like them to get in the playoffs. But if they're not gonna be healthy, of course we know they're missing Tank Dell right now. But it is what it is. If they can get CJ Stroud back into a healthy state, I feel like they can make some noise in the playoffs. But anyways, Ravens and Jags, let's stick to the topic at hand. Uh Jags, you know what I'm saying? They was at the top of the hill. They've been teeter tottering at the top for a little bit, and now they finally just They done fell on the downside. They coming down. They coming off their high. You know what I'm saying? They've been struggling the last couple games to get a win, but at the same time, I I I, I don't know if I'd be interested in looking at the Jags in the playoffs. But as of right now, they will be in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Barring any setbacks from any other team in this division. But they got to find something. They got to find something. They hurting without Christian Kirk. Calvin really is not is he's there sometimes. Sometimes he's not. He'll flash up on the screen for one player or two, and then it's like, where did he go? What happened to Calvin really? You know what I'm saying? So I believe that's the effect of Christian Kirk not being there. Also, you can tell Trevor Lawrence missed this guy Christian Kirk as well because sometimes he's just able to throw the ball in Christian Kirk's direction and he's able to make a play on it and keep the Jags offense rolling. Not to mention ETN has been, spotty and inconsistent lately. You know what I'm saying? He started off the season, booming, bust, you know what I'm saying? But and now he's kind of like fading the black on the Jaguars offense. But anyways, they gotta find something. They gotta find something. But as far as the Ravens, I'm Lamar Jackson, bro. He was 14 and 24, 171 passing yards, one touchdown, one interception, 12 rushes for 97 yards. You know what I'm saying? A solid performance by Lamar Jackson. And then what's crazy is they're the first team, the Ravens, the Baltimore Ravens are the first team to actually solidify a spot in the playoffs. They're in. Like nothing else can be changed. They can't be taken out. It is what it is. They in there. You know what I'm saying? So first team to solidify a spot into the playoffs. So shout out to them. But let's talk about some of this performance. Like Lamar Jackson was able to extend certain plays 8 and 9 seconds. Like, bruh, do you know how long that is for a DB to be out there chasing a receiver? I don't care what receiver it is. I don't care if he's slow, fast, quick, possession receiver to have to chase a receiver 8 and 9 seconds in one play. Do you know what that does to a DB? Not to mention, do you know what that do to the D line, the linebacker that spine Lamar Jackson? The dude was able to extend plays like crazy. So by the Jags not getting pressure, Lamar Jackson continued to perform on an MVP type level. So at this point, I ain't gonna lie, they might as well just go ahead and hand it over because the other candidates solid, they swell, they good, you know what I'm saying. But if Lamar Jackson don't get MVP, I don't know. I don't know. You can make an argument for Tyreek Hill, you can make an argument for a couple other people, but other than that, like, come on, man. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? I was shouting CJ Stroud, but the Texans kind of fell off a little bit. But they still here fighting. I ain't gonna downplay my Texans, but it is what it is. Right now, the MVP is Lamar Jackson to lose. So if you go ahead and get into the playoffs and make a whole bunch of noise and get to the Super Bowl, and at this point, I kind of think they're gonna get there because they're the most well-rounded team in the playoffs on the AFC side right now. So we shall see. Who knows what's gonna happen? But again, great win for the Ravens. Keith Mitchell, he was out there showing off. OBJ, Zay Flowers, Isaiah Likely. I like him as a backup since Mark Andrews then went out. They've been doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? They holding Andrews down. They looking like they promising him a ring this season. I don't know. We shall see though. But that's my take on this Raven Jags game. What you got, Capo?
The Jacksonville Jaguars let one get away. Um, this was a game, must-win game for them, and you know, it's been a lot of must-win games. I mean, yeah, that Texans game was a must-win game for both of them, and they was able to prevail in that one. But down the stretch, they've been losing out. I mean, didn't they lose to Cincinnati last week, and then now they're losing to Baltimore this week. So it's not looking good for the Jacksonville Jaguars. This was a must-win game, and I think the problem with the Jaguars is I think they missed in Christian Kirk's. Trevor Lawrence, that's his go-to guy. You know what I mean? When he needs that big play. You know what I mean? And I just think that he's missing him. You got Calvin Ridley, but Calvin really is not really consistent, and this is his first season back. He's been suspended, so I'm not really expecting him to take a game over, you know. But at the end of the day, you see Trevor Lawrence, he's struggling. His offensive line is letting him down. They're not able to run the football as effectively to get Etienne. They're just reeling right now. So they gotta figure this out. You know what I mean? Especially if they so called make it into the playoffs. You know what I mean? Um, that's just what the situation is with them. Um, but great win for Baltimore. I mean, you touched it. Baltimore Ravens look like a complete team. They're able to run the football. They could beat you different ways. You got Lamar Jackson, who, like you said, uses his legs to extend plays and make things happen. He ain't really throw the ball that much that game. You know what I mean? He had like over 100 some yards passing. You know what I mean? But this is a team that can beat you many different ways. Lamar can stand back there in the pocket and throw the ball. Lamar Jackson can take off running, you know what I mean, beat you with his legs. Or he could turn around and hand it to, Keaton and, Gus Edwards, you know what I mean? So it's many different ways, and that defense is a bend but don't break defense. This is a very good Baltimore Ravens team. All they got to do is show up every week. That's it. All they got to do is show up every week, and they'll be able to take care of business. You know what I mean? So it really just depends on the players. It depends on, the coaches, how they want to basically handle the rest of the season. But it's a great win by them. Now, just got some news this just in. The Philadelphia Eagles drop another one. They lose 20-17. Jalen Hurts had a horrible game. 17 for 31, 143 yards. He threw 2 picks. Now, he led his team in rushing. He had 13 carries for 82 yards. He had 2 on the ground. But they lose to the Seahawks. So, B, my question to you is this. With this Philadelphia Eagles team, do you see them as as a Super Bowl contender? After dropping, versus 3 in a row? After dropping 3 in a row, do you see them as a Super Bowl contender? Or do you feel like they're going to be one and done when they get in the playoffs?
Uh, I'll be honest, man. We touched on this topic yesterday. That we should have got it out, but I consider this game to be a trap game. And Lord and behold, the news you just brought to us just then, you know what I'm saying? They taking the L. Now, I had mentioned to you yesterday, we kind of touched on the topic that if they drop this third game, it's kind of starting to feel like they're out of sorts. They've given everything they had in the beginning of the regular season, and now it's towards the end. They're banged up, they're bruised up, they slow down. People catching on to what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? The defense is having trouble tackling. They're having trouble covering. They're having all sorts of trouble. You know, now it's like I don't know. I was fly, he was fly. I'm gonna still ride with them. I still think they're getting the playoffs. I don't think they're one and done. But I think they're getting the playoffs, and it's a little shaky. You know what I'm saying? It's a little shaky. Now, right now, the position they're in is a wild card, and I think that's the best position for them because if they go in as a 1 seed right now, I think as a 1 seed they would be playing a lesser opponent. But at the same time, I feel like right now they're struggling with lesser opponents. So, with that being said, I believe them going in as a wild card and having to play somebody that's almost matched up wit for wit, you know what I'm saying, tit for tat. I feel like that'll make them wake up a little bit, and I think they get to the second round, but depending on who they play in the second round right now, if they got to run into the 49ers or the Lions, maybe even at this point, I feel like the Eagles going to struggle, but dropping 3 in a row, I don't know. Something's not right in that locker room. Some they could be tired. Everybody's catching up to speed because they've been going ham since the beginning of the season. So who knows? I'm not sure no more about the Eagles, but hopefully they find a way. They get in there and they make the playoffs a legit thing for them because I thought they was headed straight to the Super Bowl and I didn't see nobody really stopping them. But now it's like, okay, you didn't drop one to the Seahawks, man. You can't do that. You didn't play 3 consistent teams right now. You just played the Seahawks, you played the Cowboys, and you played the Niners, and you took L's to all of them. These teams you're gonna see in the playoffs. Come on now. Talk to us. What's up, Philly? What's up, Jalen? What's up? What's up over there? Y'all got too many household names. Y'all got to get something right. But that's my take on that. Hopefully that get right. What you got, Capo?
I'm not ready to give up on them yet, but this should be alarming. This is the regular season, and in the regular season, you still got other games you need to play, right? So I think in the playoffs, yes, they're going into the playoffs kind of on a sputter, but I think it's a different type of football when you get in that playoffs because if you lose, you going home. See, they lost today. They can. All right, we lost. All right, we got next week. In the playoffs, ain't no next week. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is, I'm just looking at it from the glass halfway, full. I'm looking at it from a perspective of they can learn from this. And these moments can help them in the playoffs. You get what I mean? They if they play the 49ers, right? The 49ers, the only reason the 49ers played that hard because the Eagles beat them in the NFC Championship last year. I was about to say National Championship. NFC Championship last year. So 49ers came in on 10, right? But if they play the 49ers again, they know what the 49ers are capable of, right? They lost to them. Now they got added motivation on top of the scheming and things that they're going to do to win it. Because you put like all your best tricks in the playoffs. You call in your best plays in the playoffs, right? And this is coming from former football player to former football player. You call your best plays in the playoffs and you prepare, on another level. And I just think that these are learning lessons for them. You know what I mean? These are stepping stones for them to get to the Super Bowl. I still think they could get there. Now, am I just without a shadow of a doubt? No. But I still think they have the potential with the firepower on the roster. They could just be tired from, like I said, they lost the Super Bowl. And that's all they've been thinking about. We lost. So now they trying to win every game. And in the beginning of the season, they was getting lucky. You know what I mean? The ball was bouncing on their side. Now the ball is not bouncing on their side. So this is the time where they have the team meeting and they discuss, hey, dude, this is what we need to do. We need to cross our eyes and dot your I's and cross our T's. and do everything we need to do because it's about to be that time. If we don't take care of ourselves, we don't take care of each other. If we don't buy in now, we going home. And that's just what it is. But B, you got anything else you want to add?
I will say this. I want people to take note of what we do here. You know what I'm saying, and be mindful of what we do. You know what I'm saying. I would personally like to thank Capo because what we do here on Mind on Greatness podcast is this was all a vision, set up in his mind. He offered me, and shout out to my boy Mike. You know what I'm saying. He gonna get on here and give y'all the real spill on how he feel when he get a chance to get back on here. But again, I want to thank my boy Capo because this was a vision set up in his head, and he came to me and Mike and offered us the opportunity to do what we do. You know what I'm saying? So when we get on here and speak about what we speak about, you know what I'm saying? This is not just us pulling and reaching from somewhere where we seen or somewhere where we heard. No, we visualize this stuff ourselves. We watch the games. We analyze it ourselves. We texting back and forth. You know what I'm saying? So I want y'all to keep rocking with us, keep rolling with us, especially come 2024. We're going to have a lot of new stuff coming our way. We're going to mix it up. We're going to try to get some merchandise put together for y'all and for us. You know what I'm saying? So we coming. I just want y'all to understand that. And again, keep rocking with us. Keep rocking with us. Again, appreciate you, Capo, for giving me and Mike, especially me, the opportunity. Because if you know who I am, people thought I was gone. I didn't. I wasn't in the media. I wasn't in the social media, nothing. And he helped me, put my face, put my voice back out there again. And that's what I like to do. I like to speak to the folks on stuff I know about, bring a different light to certain perspectives. And I know we talk about everything on here, but we've been kind of centered around sports, mainly boxing and football right now. But trust me, when it's football season in, y'all gonna see why mindset really at. We really got a great mindset. You know what I'm saying? And again, I want to thank all the commenters, all the viewers, all the subscribers, all the sharers, all the likers, even the haters. Cause like Cat Williams say, without your haters, you don't get nowhere. The world go round because of your haters. You feel me? But anyways, we don't run from no smoke. And again, that's my main man. Boss Dog, K-Poke through the door. I'm your boy Brody on the hustle. I was born in the tussle, so I'm getting and giving to y'all the muscle. Mike, we love you. We miss you when you get back on here. You know what it is, baby. But that's all we got for y'all today. We out here. Songs keep rhyming, times keep dropping,